It's your turn to go.
Oh, I didn't know you started recording. Okay.
Go.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
Hi, I'm Joshua.
And welcome to the Musical Series Podcast.
I'm not cutting that out. Where every week we listen to a different musical and talk about it.
Yeah. So how are you?
Pretty good. We're going full online soon. Or no, full online, full in person. We're going full in person soon.
I know, it's crazy. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe my eyes.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm really excited to see all my friends tomorrow, hang out with them, because I haven't hung out with them in a million years. So ultimately pretty good, but not very excited about going back.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, off that topic, the musical for this week is Beetlejuice. Oh, by the way, we're just gonna show off some brief merch before we begin. So I have my phone case, of course, that has that on there.
It's somewhere on there. You can pause if you're watching. You can pause and find it somewhere on the phone case.
Find it. I have a Beetlejuice scarf.
Mm-hmm.
I was Lydia for Halloween one time, and I have a bunch of stickers.
Yes. You also have earrings, but they're not with you.
Yes, I had like a whole phase. Like last year, if you ask people, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember you wearing striped shirts and those earrings."
I have my usual pillow, and there's a little Beetlejuice on it.
Yes, it's there this time.
Yes, it hasn't been there the last couple. And we saw it this time. Actually, Chloe saw it. I was like, I don't know, I don't see it, and she was like, "It's right there."
At the top. So, Beetlejuice is a more modern musical based off of the original 1988 movie with music and lyrics by Eddie Perfect. Beetlejuice I can't
debate.
Beetlejuice debuted on Broadway in 2019 in the Winter Garden Theater and had its last performance on March 10th, 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Yes.
It has been nominated for various awards. I know, it was so sad. It was nominated for many Tonys, but it did not receive any. I was actually kind of sad because I think like SpongeBob won over it. I was just like, what? Like I was kind of upset.
Speaking of SpongeBob, actually no, the guy that like plays SpongeBob, he's like great. Like I've seen like some of his, he's really good, but he's really muscular. Like he like works out. And so originally they were gonna give him shorts, like he has like in the show. Then they're like, your legs are too muscular. We can't give you shorts. And so then they changed it to pants.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah.
But it did receive some Drama Desk Awards as well as some Theater World Awards. And then I think it would have received more if it would have kept going.
Yeah.
But it stopped it.
They said canceled.
Cancel. Bye.
It probably wasn't keto.
I know. Yeah, that's definitely why they canceled it. The original Beetlejuice movie came out in 1988, as I just mentioned, starring Winona Ryder as Lydia and Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice.
It's my turn. Synopsis. Beetlejuice, a creepy old dead guy, wants to become alive and uses Lydia, a depressed after her mother's death, to go into the living world, as only she can see him because she's sad and like disconnected from normal humans. Adam and Barbara, the couple that died before Lydia and her dad moved in, are trying to stop Beetlejuice and keep Lydia away from him. Does anyone succeed?
Does anyone really? Well, you'll find out. So this is the original Broadway cast. It doesn't include all the characters. It just includes some of the more main ones. Mm-hmm. So Beetlejuice is played by Alex Brightman. Lydia Dietz is played by Sophia Ann Caruso. Barbara Maitland is played by Carrie Butler. Adam Maitland is played by Rob McClure. And Delia / Miss Argentina is played by Leslie Kritzer. So, yes.
We go into the questions.
Guiding question. Okay. Are there any actors in particular that you admire or like?
I mean, Alex Brightman, Carrie Butler. I've what's her name? Sophia Ann Caruso. She's also very good.
Yeah, she is really good.
Yeah.
He's quite good.
Alex Brightman once because he did like really good as the role because he like I feel like he like really embodied the character very well.
Yeah, it's so funny because like if you listen to the soundtrack, like a lot of the words in the show are different from the words in the soundtrack because he's like improvising.
Yeah, he improves lines like all the time.
Yeah, and it really fits the character. It's great.
Yeah. So it's like every time you watch the show, there's always going to be something different that he says.
Different. Yeah. I've seen live performances of the whole being dead thing, and they're different from the ones in the slime tutorials. So it's like you can tell it's different.
Yes.
Every time. So
yeah, it really fits. Like imagine just improving stuff, just like
on the
and then also having no one break, like no one can break from it because like obviously like no one knows what the line is.
Yeah, it's so I would break like that. He's so funny whenever he is.
Mm-hmm. Also when he just like breaks the fourth wall, just like
yes, I love that. He's like this
like that guy.
I love when he does that. It's so funny. I would probably say Carrie Butler too, and Alex Brightman, of course. Mm-hmm. I have to flex my signature again. There it is. I love that. It's like my pride and joy. She's fantastic as Barbara, and then like you just said, Alex Brightman is also really good. Mm-hmm. And
yes,
then
we did for what am I saying? Little Shop of Horrors. That's when we last had Carrie Butler in a show that we did.
Yes. I feel like there was another one.
Was there another one? I don't think so. Was there?
I don't know. I feel like there was because she's in so much stuff, but at the same time, there probably wasn't.
I don't know.
We'll just assume.
Yeah, the one that at least we remember
is
Little Shop, which is one of my favorite music. Obviously, it's framed up there.
Yeah.
In fact, I have 3 posters of Little Shop.
I know. I actually
that one that's in front of me, and then another one for me. I haven't hung it up. I don't have a place to hang it up, so I need to find a place to hang it up still. Yeah, I have another one, and I have a pop figure, which actually is it knocked out? Oh no, it's hidden. I have an Audrey 2 pop figure back there. It's hidden. You can behind Belle, you can very slightly see its mouth.
I have an Audrey pop figure. And
you gave it
too. Yeah, that I love that one.
Anyways.
So who is your favorite character then?
I mean, Beetlejuice.
If I had to choose, probably him too. I really like
just like so different from a lot of characters.
Yeah, and he's so funny too.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. When I were talking about this like a little like right before we recorded, pretty much, where they don't like cuss like at all in the show, really at all, like barely. But when they do, it's always used for like a comedic moment because because since it's used so little, when it does happen, it's so unexpected.
And it's so great. It's so great.
It's so funny.
Yeah, I love how they do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say like other than Beetlejuice, I really like I like Delia a lot. She's funny too. And she just adds to it. Like if she weren't there, I would be kind of sad.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
If she wasn't there, I wouldn't know she wasn't there, but also I'd be sad.
Exactly. Like we're missing out.
I just feel sad. I just be like, where is she?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know who I'm missing out on, but I'm missing out on someone.
If you could be cast in the musical, who would you want to be and why?
Probably either Beetlejuice or Adam. Beetlejuice because that just seems like fun. Adam just because they're so oblivious.
He's a very solid male character.
Yeah.
Like easygoing, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Also, In my range.
Yes. For me, I don't know. I would most likely say probably Barbara.
I feel like your voice would fit her very well too.
I think so too. I would probably say Barbara. That's probably it.
You don't want to be the goth girl?
I mean, I really do love her, but she's like, there would be a lot of things that I don't think would fit
she belts like half her songs.
Yeah,
like,
and she has like that like vocal growl too.
Yeah,
and I do have that. So, I would probably say Barbara, and if not her, then maybe Delia, but probably Barbara. So,
who would you recommend this musical to? I say honestly, I'd say everyone, because like kids could watch it. I mean, maybe not like little kids, but like kids can watch it, because then any of the adult jokes will just fly over their head because kids are stupid. So and then again, like adults can watch it because there's like plenty of like adult jokes in it that like kids will understand, but you'll understand and you'll laugh at.
Yeah,
it's just like a good story that like, and then also if you love the movie.
that too.
Yeah,
that's great. And then it's definitely more modern. Like,
yeah, it was made pretty recently.
Yeah, like some of the musicals we've done, like Sweeney Todd, for example, that's forever. Very old. But Beetlejuice is more modern, and it has more modern music and more modern like comedy too. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely, I feel like it's made for pretty much all audiences at this point.
Yeah.
Except who maybe get like really offended or something like that.
Oh, so. Yeah. Don't watch it if you're Christian.
Yes, yeah. Or, like one of those really, really, really stereotyped white people, and then by doing by the jokes he makes about really, really stereotyped white people. So
yeah, he does make jokes like that. Like
so many jokes.
He makes so many jokes like that.
So many.
There's also like one where like, what's the one joke he makes? Like it's one that like, and I'm mad, and since I'm mad, I don't know how to control my anger because men are never taught to control their anger and just to lash out and kill people. And I was like, that is so funny, but it's also true. Like,
like there's so many. There's like choke to death on Triscuits. There's he's basically just Adam and Barbara. He's making fun of them the whole time for like wanting to live life to the fullest, but being too scared to do everything and taking it out on their hobbies. So it's like they do pottery, like white wine, like all that very stereotypical white people stuff. Yeah. So if you're
that, then maybe not.
Yeah, if you get really offended by that, like if you can't take a joke about yourself, if you're that. Then
maybe not. Maybe skip it.
Maybe skip it. Yeah.
What would you rate this out of 10?
Honestly, I've loved this for such a long time. I would probably rate it a 10.
Yes, I'd probably rate it like a 9 or a 10. It was very good.
Yes.
Our rating system is pretty flawed. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
It's really flawed.
We always rate it like
it's always above an 8. I know. It's never lower than an 8. It's
yeah. I feel like once we did a 7, like once, and that was it.
We did like 7 or 8 for like one. I don't even remember which one it was, but
it's just because we're biased. We're obsessed theater children that really like musicals, so we're biased.
They're all 10s in my eyes.
Yeah, they're all 10s in my eyes.
No, we're not going to be teachers. All right. Well, from now on, spoilers.
Yes.
Unless there's not.
Unless there's somehow not. Like
somehow not. But yes, spoilers from now on. So if you haven't seen it and you wish to see it, then do that.
Unless you want to just learn about it here and then go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I want to talk about costumes.
Oh yeah, good idea.
They're really good.
Very good. Like I love so Lydia has 3 dresses and all of them are really good. There's the wedding dress, her regular dress, and then the dinner dress.
Yes.
The dinner dress is so pretty. It's like yellow and fluffy.
It reminds me of Addams Family because
that's what I thought of too.
Yes, because your character Alice had a yellow dress the whole time. Then Wednesday also because
dress, yeah.
Because Wednesday the whole thing is like she's trying to be normal, so instead of wearing black, she wears a yellow dress instead, which is literally like what Lydia's doing. She's wearing black, wearing a yellow dress instead of a black dress. So that just reminded me of that.
Yeah, I thought of that the first time I watched it too. I was like, wow, that's literally Addams Family.
And then her wedding dress is like an old, like, was it like Victorian? I don't know.
Yeah, kind of like that, except not as like poofy, but still equally poofy.
But yeah, it's red. It reminds me of Mariah Reynolds' dress from Hamilton.
Yeah, kind of like that.
It's a very like bright red. It's pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like a pretty cool dress.
It is really cool. Yeah,
her regular dress is what she wears the rest of the time, which is just like a black dress. It's because she's like depressed. So,
yeah, it has like, a bunch of safety pins right here.
Yeah, it's like it's really decked out, like very well.
Yeah, very well done.
She has like boots.
Mm-hmm. My Halloween costume could not compare. It could not compare. Yeah, her dress is really good. I also like the whole like thing they do for Beetlejuice too. Like his wig is really cool because you can pull off the top of it and he's like bald in that area. It's really fun. And then his makeup's really good. And
and his outfit is really cool.
Yeah, they pulled that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, costumes solid, like 10 out of 10. Yeah, they were really good. They fit the characters well.
Also, I feel like everyone's costume like fit them too.
Yeah, they fit
because like Adam and Barbara, like their costumes were just like very like stereotypical white people. Or like he wore like just like a button-up shirt and like just like pants. Like that's what he says. Then Barbara's just like a flowy dress.
They fit so well.
Yes. And it just fit them just incredibly well. And then Lydia's dad was like a little more dressed up. He was more in like just fancier clothes, which also fit him a little, I feel like, too, because he's more like, I feel like he's like more strict and like trying to like get away from like what it was.
Yeah.
Like what happened, because Lydia's mom is dead.
Also, the girl who played, I can't. Miss Argentina's dress is also really cool.
Oh yeah, I love hers.
Yeah, her dress is really cool, and it also fits like her character, like her alive version of her character at least.
Yeah. Miss Argentina. She was obviously, her name is Miss Argentina. That's what she was. Yeah. And so she's like her song is like, it was trending on TikTok for a while ago. It was like, yeah, I literally forgot it. Why can't I think of it?
It's like, if I knew then what I know now.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just pretty much like, she's just like describing what she was like, and that fits so well.
Yeah, it does fit really well. I watched a whole like live stream that she did one time of her getting like her makeup and costume, and it was really cool. It was quite cool.
Oh yeah, because she has to like very quickly like go backstage and like do that real quick and then take it off
and then go back into Delia again.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can just like start getting into the content, I guess.
Yes.
No.
The stage was really cool.
Yeah, the stage.
It was so cool. Okay, so like this, it was like just the house. There's like a few. The main one was like the house that they moved.
There were like a few other ones.
But that was the main one. Was the house. And it was so cool. Apparently, I saw a thing where like the painting that was above the fireplace was like a painting of like the opening of like the movie Beetlejuice.
Wow.
Yeah. At the opening, it's like a neighborhood pretty much, and it's like an opening of like, that's what the painting is. It's just a painting of the opening of the movie.
Wow, that's really cool.
And there's like a bunch of like tiny things like in the walls and stuff, and like it's there. I watched a video like on like them going over the set, and they're like every 3 centimeters there's like another detail they could like go over.
That's so
And then
cool.
it also changes into like the Beetlejuice house when Lydia says Beetlejuice thrice.
Oh,
And it changes like all into like the stripes that Beetlejuice wears. And it's
it's
all like really like
really,
weird furniture and stuff like that. And it's
yeah,
it's really cool. Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's a very cool set. 10 out of 10.
yeah, yeah, really cool. It is really cool.
Now we can get into it.
Now we can okay. So the musical starts with a graveyard scene because her mom just died, and so they're like mourning her death, like at her funeral. And Lydia is very like devastated, and
She was very close with her mom.
yeah, she was like often felt that she was the only one who understood her. So
Yeah.
she was. My voice is like literally leaving.
Oh. Is your voice trying to like your really deep voice?
Yes, it's in the middle stage.
Oh no. Okay, we better be quick.
Okay. It starts going into vocal fry. So.
Oh no. Okay. So that's the first number, just pretty much her being like, I'm sad. My mom's dead.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the whole being dead thing where Beetlejuice is kind of here. He's pretty much like welcoming everyone to the show and also mocking everyone because they're alive.
Yes, I thought it was really
about death.
Yeah, it was really funny because during one point in the musical number, he goes, "If you die while listening to this song, it's still gonna be playing." It was. I was like, "That's so funny. That's really clever."
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then it moves on.
Just a fun little thing, just to
welcome everyone.
Yeah.
And then it enters to like Adam and Barbara and like shows them being like, oh yeah, and shows them like wanting to start a family, and they're really
because they move into this new house. Because they like want to start a family, but they're also like, no, and they're coming up with like every excuse possible not to, like creaky floor. A baby can't exist with a creaky floor.
What are we doing?
Speaking of the creaky floor, they die with that creaky floor. So
both jump on it and then they die. They just die. I'm just like.
And it's funny because then they just crawl out of the hole like right after, and they're like, I can't believe we didn't die.
I know, they're like, what? How did we survive? It's
basically like their ghost is like, how do we not die? And then it goes, yeah, it's really weird. You're really cold, actually. Like, the fire's on. Like, I don't know why you're cold.
You're cold, yeah.
And then he looks down the hole and he was like, why are our bodies just like
still there,
sitting there? And they're like, huh?
They're like, we're dead.
We're dead. And they're like, there's so many things we wanted to do. What the heck?
I know. And then they were like, they kind of start to realize that they were being cowards. And then we're like allowing themselves to do things. So
and then Beetlejuice, whole being dead thing again. Beetlejuice is like being like, "Hey y'all, you're dead now."
He like tells them what's going on and like how like what's all happening, because they're all really like confused and they're like, "What's going on?
Yeah,
why are we dead?" So, yeah, it's the same way he did the first one, except just like more cheery and short. So and then
and then until then Lydia and her dad move into the house, this new house, because their mom died. So, and it's been months afterwards, so they're trying to like make a new life. And then he tells Lydia, I'm selling the house, LOL. And she's like, what?
I know. I was like,
because she said all of her memories were there, like
even ones with her mom, like,
yeah. And like her dad is trying to like get over it, but she's just still trying to remember her. And her dad, anytime she talks about it, he says like, "Forget." This goes to dead mom, where her one of her lines is "Forget about your mom."
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Which is like no, because she's the only person that understands me and stuff like that. And so suddenly she's gone. And then also we learn about what's her name?
Um,
How do I?
Delia?
Yeah.
Delia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it turns out that her and Lydia's dad are like kind of have a thing, just a little bit.
A little bit of a thing. She's like Lydia's therapist, kind of.
Now, life coach, Chloe.
Oh yeah, life coach, right? Can't call it anything else.
Yeah, and then her and her dad are like getting together, but they can't let Lydia know at the same time. Yeah. They're also very sexual towards each other.
Yeah, like at first they're not as bad, but then they start getting more sexual towards each other. So it's
also Beetlejuice is very sexual. He's a very sex-driven thing.
It's so funny. It's hilarious.
He kisses Adam and Barbara so many times.
So many. Like literally
so many times.
He's always like, come on, let's
including in the whole being dead thing part 2. He kisses them once there.
Yeah. It's a whole thing at that point. Yeah. It's a whole thing. And then
it goes into Dead Mom, where Lydia sings about her dead mom. And she's like really sad and being like, I want to see you again, but I can't.
Yes. And she's asking her to like send her a sign that she's like still listening and that she's still there. Because she's desperate. And then since Adam and Barbara are dead, they're like, well, we want our house back. And Beetlejuice is like, the only way you can get your house back is if you scare these people away. So they're like trying to, this is so funny. He's trying to teach them how to be scary and like how
they're literally not, because they're again stereotypical white people.
Exactly. They're like it's so funny when he's like, what are things that really anger you? It's like someone calling me dude, or like getting mad at us.
Okay.
It's like, all right, okay, cool. And then he just gets so frustrated, and then he just abandons them.
Yeah, he's like, you guys are useless.
Yeah, and then he just leaves. He literally leaves, and then the couple is like, you know what? We'll haunt them ourselves.
Yes, even though they get blankets and just
put it
on top of themselves.
Literally so stereotypical again.
Yeah.
And then there's a moment with Delia and Lydia where it's like she's like really sad again, and then Delia's like, no, everything happens for a reason. The universe is telling you to do these things and telling you to do these. And she's like, no, that's not true. People died, wars happen, not true.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't believe her. So it's a fun song though.
Yeah. I really like that song.
Yeah, I love that one too.
And then what am I saying?
Oh, the next after that, Beetlejuice is moping on the roof after leaving Adam and Barbara. He's like moping because he's like, no one's ever gonna see me. I'm so lonely. Everybody hates me. And so then he finds Lydia about to attempt suicide because she's just really struggling. And so she's like, I'm invisible in her little suicide letter. And then he's like, that makes 2 of us. And then she's like,
wait, she hasn't seen Barbara and Adam yet, right?
Not yet. Okay. No, wait, she did.
She does, right?
Yeah, because they are the ghosts with their little blankets, and she sees them.
She's yeah. Because they try to scare her, and she's like,
she's like, haha.
What?
Funny.
They're like, didn't we scare you? She's like, no, that wasn't scary.
And then they take off their blankets.
And I'm like, oh darn.
Yeah, and then they reveal themselves to expect her not to see them, but she sees them.
Yes, because she's disconnected from like normal people that she just sees them.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Normal people can't see us. Like, well, I'm not normal.
I'm very strange and unusual.
Yes.
So that happened.
Yes. And then, say my name, Beetlejuice, he sees her. Oh no, on the roof. Whoopsies. He sees her, and then she's like saying stuff, and he's like, me too. She's like, who was that?
Uh-huh.
Hello?
And then he's like, you can see me? And then he gets really excited. And so
he gets like very excited.
Yeah, very excited. Not even a little.
As Chloe wrote, bingo. 2 exclamation
points. Bingo. Because she can see him, and that's his ticket to like the real world.
And then it goes into Say My Name, where Beetlejuice is trying to convince Lydia to say his name 3 times because if he does, he can like do stuff and like go back. And so Lydia, so the whole time she's just like kind of like not saying, she says Beetlejuice twice and then like says something else that starts with B. So like when it's like because she goes being young and female, like she just says different stuff and instead of saying Beetlejuice the 3rd time because she has to say it 3 times in a row.
And then she just tricks him.
Yeah.
Mad.
and then he tries to like trick her into doing it, and then he starts telling her stuff, and then he's like, well, then why do I need you, Beetlejuice? And then that's when Barbara and Adam come in, and they're like, no, Lydia,
get away from him.
He's like, okay, and she goes off with them instead. And she's like, we're gonna haunt the house and get because what she wants to try to do is give them to scare her dad away to move out.
Yeah, and think that the house is haunted.
Yes, because that's what she wants.
And it works. It's a little weird, but it works.
A little bit. Because doesn't she first like try to do it one? Because her dad and what's her name? I literally can't remember her name.
Delia?
Yeah, Delia. Her dad and Delia are like obviously like still together, and so they're in his room about to do something we don't know.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Yeah, we knew about it last time though.
Yeah, but now
podcast we knew about it, but this time we don't.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Yeah, talked about it a lot last podcast, but not this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they do that. We don't know what it is, and then she has to hide in the blankets, and then that's when Lydia comes in, being like, "There are ghosts," which there are, but they're so bad at scaring that it doesn't work. And she's just like, "There's ghosts! Oh my god, they're haunting me!" And she's so dramatic about it.
Yes.
And then her dad's like, "What are you doing?
Like, what are you talking about?"
And she like pulls the covers off the bed, and she's like, "What?"
She's like, "What are you doing here?"
In my dad's bed. She's like, "Oh, just
just chilling."
Yeah. And then she finds out that they're like together, which like sucks. Like to her so much.
Her mom just died.
Yeah. And her dad's trying to move on. And she like also doesn't really like this girl.
Yeah, it's literally like her like therapist who tells her be happy.
It's not her therapist, Chloe.
Oh yeah, her life coach.
Yes.
Yep. Can't get that. Don't get that mixed up.
We cannot get it mixed up, Chloe.
Yeah, definitely.
Not mess it up one more time.
There's a big difference.
Big difference, obviously. And then she's like, "Well, that didn't work, and now I know about this thing."
Yes.
Well, crap.
Yeah, that's why she wants to commit suicide. She says, "I wish I was dead."
Yeah. And then she storms out of the room.
Yeah. And then after all this, after Say My Name and everything, they successfully possess the family and make them sing Deo at the family dinner.
Yes, because it's a dinner for business. And they're just like, so like her dad has like a bunch of people over to like discuss businessy things.
Yeah.
And then she's like, she pops up in her yellow dress, being like, "Wow, I'm so nice and great. I'm the best daughter ever.
Uh-huh.
And then did she call she called Beetlejuice before Deo, right? No, or after it. What was it? Which one was it?
She says his name 3 times way after.
Okay, it's after. Okay. So yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I should have read this. Barbara and Adam, they possess like everyone to start seeing Deo, and they're like, what is going on?
Like the business people are like,
because they'll just go Deo, and they're like, what? Hello? And they are start singing and like doing stuff, being possessed by Barbara and Adam, and then they just do a bunch of like embarrassing stuff, and then eventually, Lydia calls Beetlejuice.
Yes.
She says his name 3 times. He's like, yes, and then he like comes up and like starts doing like even more stuff and like spooks everyone out of the house.
Yeah, and then it's just crazy. The end of Act 1.
Yes.
And then after that, now that the house is like not like they don't live in it anymore. It's Beetlejuice and Lydia's, and so they're both kind of just living there now. And
also a bunch of Beetlejuices just pop up.
Yes, that's during Beautiful Sound. I love that. And this Girl Scout comes and she's like, oh, so excited to sell cookies. And then she literally goes into the house and gets so scared because Beetlejuice comes.
It's funny because she's like, you should come into the house. She's like, I usually wouldn't, but
I'm going to.
I'm going to this time because a goth girl can't do anything.
Yeah, goth girl's not going to molest me. It's totally fine. And then she gets scared.
Yes, so. She runs away.
Yep.
And then pretty much Beautiful Sound is just a bunch of people coming up, like random people just like being like, here's your mail. Hey, we're the census. Who lives here?
Like, I brought you a pie, new neighbors.
Yes, the neighbor. And then they just start like pranking people and scaring all of them. And then after that, Lydia just walks away.
Yeah, she's just like, bye.
Bye. And then Bill's just like, what?
He's like, oh, okay, bye then. And there's a moment in between all this where Barbara and Adam realize that they have been like letting their fears control their lives, and so they're gonna start being like better. And so the whole song is like Barbara 2.0, talking about how they're gonna change in life.
Because they're like, we live in this attic. Oh, because what happened is Lydia gets this book of the recently deceased, but then she's not recently deceased.
Oh,
she can't open it.
Yeah.
So she goes to Barbara and Adam. They're like, hey, can you open this? They're like, sure. And so then they make a portal into the underworld or whatever it was. And Adam almost walks into it, but then they close it before he can.
Yeah.
It's like, what the heck? And they're like, we can't do that again. That's too risky. She's like, fine. And then she runs away.
Bye then. Goodbye.
And then that's when they agree to like be better and bolder. Because they're like, this attic's pretty cool, but also it has all the stuff that we didn't like doing, like pottery. We didn't.
Yeah, like, what did I even do with that?
What did I even do with this? I didn't even like it.
Yeah. And then after that, Lydia ends up going into the underworld to see if she can find her mom, and she goes there, and then Miss Argentina like greets her and finds her, and she's like, no, you're making a mistake, go back.
First, doesn't her dad comes back?
Yeah, because her dad ends up going with her, I think.
Yes, because her dad comes back being like, we want Lydia back.
Yeah. She's like, give her back to me.
Yes. And then Lydia, she figures out a way to open up the portal, and she's like, time to walk in. And so she just runs in, and then her dad's like, no. And so he runs in with her. Because obviously he still like loves her daughter. He doesn't understand her, but he still like loves her and like wants her to be safe. So he runs in after her. And they're in the underworld. And then Miss Argentina, this is Miss Argentina. And she's just pretty much being like, my life was great. Pretty cool life. It was fun. Awesome. And then everyone's being like how like they wish they were alive again and not in the underworld.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be here.
Yeah, you do not. And they were
that was
like,
also a really good number. That was one of my favorites.
It was great. I love that number. And they're like, no, you shouldn't. What are you doing? Like,
yeah.
Why are you here? And so she ends up looking for her mother all throughout the underworld, and she does not
find her. Also, they're also like all searching for her because she goes. There's a part where she goes deeper into it where she's like, you can either go back, but if you go deeper into it, we have to like keep you here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Uh-huh.
She goes deeper into find her mom. She doesn't find her mom, and she's like crying, and then she tells her dad, like, everything.
Yeah.
And they're really sad together.
And then they like kind of like reconnect.
Yes. And then he realizes how she's been feeling this whole time.
Yeah, and then he realizes he needs to like actually like not push it to the side.
Not like just pretend she like never even existed.
Exactly, yeah.
And then she goes, anytime we talk about it, you're not gonna ignore it, right? She's like, yeah, we can talk about it whenever.
Yes. Hold on, let me answer this phone call.
Okay. Sorry, Chloe's mother called her with her clown ringtone.
Yes, my dad made me change it to that because I rarely answer my phone. So, yeah.
Yes, so it's a clown.
And so I can hear it big and loud, and it embarrasses me everywhere I go. So. Fantastic.
Now everyone who watches this knows.
Yep.
But yeah, so they go back. They just go back to the real world.
Yes.
And then they're like, and then creepy old guy.
I love this song.
It's so fun. Lydia, she's gonna trick Beetlejuice into marrying her.
Yes. And he's really excited.
And at first he's like, no, I'm not believing this. And then also like this is like Barbara and Adam are like, you know, all the time that you molested us and kissed us, I actually really like you. And they're just trying to like get him to like in a false sense of stuff.
Yeah.
And so then he kisses him and like he's like, I loved it when you did that so much.
Yes, I love that. It's so much fun. And then they have like a whole wedding.
Yes. And this is when Lydia's red wedding dress comes in, which is really cool. I loved her dress.
Very cool. Yeah. And then after like all that, like it's a whole thing. It's a whole wedding.
Yes.
Like it's a whole wedding. It's a whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then after all that, I feel like there's a time like I had a hard time because my slime tutorial was like looking at the ceiling for like
I had a really good one.
That's great. I watched one like last year, but I can't, and it was good, but I can't remember. And then I couldn't really tell what exactly was happening, but wasn't he like alive for a second?
Yes, yes. Because when he marries her, he becomes alive.
Alive, yeah.
And so he was like, this is the part when he's like, I feel happy because he's never felt like emotions. He's like,
and then he's like,
but now I'm sad because what if I'm not happy again? And now I'm mad about that.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know how you guys live and do all this stuff.
But then she kills him again.
Yeah, she kills him. He's alive for like literally a second. And then
he's like, honestly, I kind of like this more. I don't know how you guys deal with that every day.
Yeah, yeah. And then he ends up leaving after a period of time because he's like, I'm done with you guys, you know. He's served his purpose.
And then his mother is the ruler of the underworld, pretty much. She like keeps it all in order.
Yeah.
She like pops in. She's like, what are you doing? I need to take you back, Beetlejuice. And she's like,
yeah. And then she takes him down.
Yes. So. But no, they have a good goodbye first. No, she kills him. He kills her.
Oh yeah. I feel like, man, I need to watch a better slime tutorial.
He kills her. And then like, hey, guess what, Lydia? Actually, I don't know if this seemed like an improv line because he was like kind of like laughing throughout it when he said, like, guess what, Lydia? We both have dead moms.
Oh yeah, I remember that line now. I remember that.
And yeah, and then he like looks at the audience. He's like, Lol.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in my slime tutorial. I remember that one.
Yeah, and then they have like a good goodbye. Like they all like he hugs everyone and like
yeah, it's a whole goodbye going on.
And then he goes to what's her name? The one girl.
Delia?
Yes. And he goes up to her and he's like, Delia, I didn't know you that well.
Yes. Oh my gosh. There was this I love his goodbye to the father. It was so funny.
I forgot what it was, even though I literally just watched it.
It was something like he was like, I feel like he was like, I love you. Don't ever change. And then he was like,
oh yeah. He was like, well, I changed a lot.
Yeah.
And then this is one of the lines where he brings in the cuss word, but it's so funny because it's so unexpected.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It was great. I loved it. It was very funny.
Yeah, so he has goodbye, and then I think he goes into the underworld.
I think so too. He doesn't really have anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
So, and then after that, they all kind of like her whole family kind of just like reconciles and like they realize that there's so many good things to celebrate in life right now, rather than like being sad about things in the past. And then they all dance to Jump in the Line, which is really fun.
Which is a Just Dance 2.
Jump in the line, rock your body in time.
It's good.
Okay.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I don't remember. Oh well.
Oh well. Yeah, I think that's all
I was gonna say something.
Except it left. It decided to go away. Yeah, it just went on vacation right now.
No more.
Non-existent.
Yeah, that's Beetlejuice. I highly recommend. Do you have anything else to add?
I really don't think so. It's great, like I just said.
Yeah, Chloe had a little phase. I remember your little phase. You like always had your Beetlejuice earrings.
And I have this shirt too.
Yes.
The whole face. Like I was for Christmas one year, I was like, get me Beetlejuice stuff. That's it. And then
to the person they know who they are. So they know who they are. You had a phase too, and you made me listen to oh my god, Say My Name like 1,000 times. You know who you are. I know you're listening to this. You say you listen to every single one. So hi. Yeah. So yeah, that's Beetlejuice. Highly recommend.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, check out our social medias. Musical Chairs Podcast Twitter. Podcast Shares is Musical Chairs Podcast Instagram. Twitter is Podcast Shares.
There we go.
Patreon $3 a month, and you get stuff early. So yeah, thank you for watching.
I'm Chloe.
I'm Joshua.
Bye.